Kelly, when you see a heat like this come up on your screen, doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, you stop everything and all eyes are on the lineup. Well, get excited, surf fans. You're in for what's being called the heat of the year, the clash of the titans, the battle of the goats, however you want to describe it, it's on. Carissa Moore and Stephanie Gilmore. Carissa starts us off with an incredible tube ride straight from the takeoff, right back onto the open face. Carissa Moore, your current world #1 in the Jeep ratings leader jersey, with an impeccable start here. Low road developing right underneath her. What a cool look at that wave as she's now driving down the line through to the inside. Building speed, big finish. Carissa Moore's on the board. As you see her on this first wave, Carissa Moore came into this event cruising, right? She was in the #1 spot. She was feeling good, 2 events left. When the announcement was made that Tahiti was not going to happen, Carissa Moore actually got the news that Tatiana Weston-Webb could have jumped her spot and taken over the lead. So she kind of went from cruisy vacation bonus event mode straight back into the Carissa Moore killer mode. So we start with 35 minutes on the clock. Carissa versus Steph. And now a first look at Stephanie Gilmore with a beautiful opening snap. Between these two surfers, we're looking at 11 world titles. And I'll tell you, when you saw this heat lining up on paper, every surf fan in the world knew we were in for an iconic heat that will go down in history. And we're only 4 minutes in, and it's easy to state that as fact.
They got into the lineup. Stephanie had her arms above her head, and then the heat started, and this started. They just started going into combat mode, and no smiles on their faces, nothing. And so that was something interesting to see the flip of the switch mentally to go straight in to the smirk is gone, the smile is over, the friendship is on the beach.
In her mindset, not hard to make. She's done it a million times before, but it's really interesting to hear how things can change so quickly in these wild and challenging times.
As we see Steph, smooth, polished, elegant, we know, and she knows that she looks good on a wave. But from what we heard from her a couple days ago, she wants to be over-aggressive. She wants to add a little bit of Chile to her salsa. She wants to do something big so that scores can drop and judges can give her massive, massive scores because she knows. And talking about tapping into that and what it was like here at Barra De La Cruz in 2006, not much has changed. Look at those beautiful Sierra Madre mountains, the lushness, no big hotels, nothing built. As we see Carissa Moore having a look at this one.
Takes the read there. I'm looking at some stats for Carissa Moore and Stephanie Gilmore. It's 8 pages long.
She would like one more here in Mexico as we see Steph.
Awkward snap as the wave lurched up underneath her. 23:30 to go.
Wobble bobble, too many topes, too many speed bumps on that wave. She kicks out quickly. That is very reminiscent to what we saw back in 2006. Beautiful peeling barrels, late drops. Carissa Moore gets in early.
Carissa Moore now sizing this beautiful Barra section up, fading back. If there is a tube, she will find it. She has a really, an expert read on any wave she surfs. This wave pretty bumpy under her feet, but you know this inside section is what she wants to capitalize on. She cannot, so back to the surfboard conversation. Matt Violas texting the information. She's bouncing back and forth between a 5.9 Sabotage and a 5.10 Step Driver.
Sabotage in the water right now. It is a round pin, and she's on large fanning fins, for those of you that want to know what Carissa's riding.
These boards are designed to hold in a carve with confidence under a heavy rear foot. Power surfer's delight.
But what you can see on screen right there, the wave was very slopey, very out into the channel. Clearly nothing like what Carissa wants for this heat.
And that's what we're seeing right now is Carissa Moore in second priority. Sneaks this wave up from under Stephanie Gilmore's priority. Could have a good line through to the inside. Perfectly placed turn there for Carissa. Setting things up back into the whitewater. I love the airbrush too. She kind of has made that her iconic board design.
For a moment, it looked like it was or when I saw that for the first time, like the Kelly Slater airbrush back in the day. As we see, great surfing from Carissa, but wave quality from a 0 to a 10, I would say that's a 5. You know, a very flat wave through that midsection. It was very short. She was forced to do a maneuver midway through that wave, just a little crumble coming at her. So I'm not quite sure that's going to factor in.
You know the talent. This could be the excellent score right here. Stephanie Gilmore up and out real quick. So with 16 minutes to go, right inside of her, she'll be staring right into Steph's eyes to see if she really has intent to catch this wave. And she does. Stephanie Gilmore. Nice little drainer from the outside. Quick snapping turn there. If you want to surf better, study what Stephanie Gilmore does. Watch her arms. Watch her midsection. Watch every movement. Because in terms of style, technique, not a lot of people in the history of this sport do it better than Steph. Solid finish there. She's looking for a 6.58.
A little bit smaller than those bigger set waves we saw, almost losing that bottom turn on that first section. Pushing a little bit harder. Steph clicking into her dark side as we see a little bit more coping on that section. Really appreciated that turn, and then a nice click with the layer. Already 2 scores from Carissa, and we're going to see a third from here. From her, I'm sorry.
We did see a situational switch there. Stephanie Gilmore's last wave comes through at a 7.83, so the judges liking that little bit of added aggression from Steph. Now Carissa Moore is sitting in the position needing a 7.17. This is an epic paddle battle here. Both surfers converging on the lineup, but Carissa Moore sees something she likes. She flips it, late drop. Without priority, so she gives way to Stephanie Gilmore, thinking that that could have potentially been the score. 9 minutes to go. Strider, how was that paddle battle? Stephanie Gilmore now. Things are escalating here. Steph going for the front 3. Flies out the back with 8:12 to go. As Carissa Moore was watching intently to see what happened on that wave. So Stephanie Gilmore in the lead. Carissa Moore with priority needs a 7.17. Steph rolls the dice on a medium-sized insider. Looking good so far. Nice drive down the line. You can't say Stephanie without saying the word style somewhere in that sentence. Best style on planet Earth.
It works in Spanish.
Wrong.
It works in Spanish too. As we see a beautiful barrel on the inside section, she comes out. That is Stephanie with estilo.
With the finish. Loved the little tube, but the judges have really been hypercritical on finishing these waves, because when you think of degree of difficulty being part of the judging criteria, that inside section extremely challenging for a lot of surfers. Even Kelly Slater said that inside is sketchy. Still quite threatening, even when it's about chest high. That wave will thump you.
Yeah, it is crazy to hear that Kelly was actually saying that in an interview thing. I'm kind of sketched on that inside section. It is tricky. It is hard. It is very doubled up as we see Stephanie's last ride. Clean surfing from her. Remember, she's trying to replace a 6.0.
Well, this would be close. And for her, that would extend her lead. Carissa Moore in the unenviable position of needing a 7.17 against a hard-charging Stephanie Gilmore.
Pay attention to that last part of the wave. As she stalls, just incredible read, beautiful drag of her right arm inside the barrel to lose her speed and start going at the wave's tempo. Now, as she comes up the lip, she actually extended her back foot a little bit too early. She's learned from her mistake. She's paddling closer into the rocks. Not a lot of time remaining, Chris. Could this be it?
18 seconds to go. This heat has not disappointed. Very close matchup. We didn't see any of those big, excellent scores, but what we saw were heavy tactics going down. Carissa Moore needing a 7.74. 3, 2, 1. It's done. Stephanie Gilmore, the 7-time world champion, gets the edge over Carissa Moore. Love to see that display of respect and sportsmanship between two of the best surfers to ever ride a surfboard, period.